a 5.5-inch hole needs to be cut in the floor for the drain line to come out of it. And the plumbers this week started drilling test holes, and they started hitting these structural part of these tees. That may require moving walls, and it also may require picking different toilets and different types of showers. We have to solve this problem this week, or it could add huge amounts of cost to the project and extend the timeline even further. This is week 5 of transforming this 1970s office space into A12, Superstay's newest boutique hotel in Louisville, Kentucky. Let me show you around. We finally came to a conclusion on the flooring saga that's happening at this property. And our solution is James is gonna remove all the glue from the floors and grind out where the shower and toilet goes, so it's not a slip and fall hazard, so it has a little bit of texture to it. And then he's gonna seal the floors. But here's the catch. When our framers were here laying out the walls on the second floor this week, they found a couple of issues with the initial measurements on the building that we couldn't get final measurements until the place was fully demoed. And they found about 7 inches front to back that were missing, and about 1 inch side to side. So that required us to adjust all of the bedrooms and bathrooms throughout the entire building. This week we discovered 16 of the 32 toilets and showers on the first and second floor hit the structural part of these concrete tees, and that's just not gonna work. The biggest issues started this week when the framers came in and they started laying out the walls. They began with dissecting the building front to back, side to side, and then they worked their way to the west of the building and then back to the east. And when they got back to the east side of the building, they discovered that this wall right here was 7 inches more to the west than what the plans showed. The reason this is an issue is this is an ADA unit, and we cannot shrink the walls or the shower in this unit in order to pick up those 7 inches. So what we had to do was actually move this entire unit down 7 inches, and so each bedroom all the way down got 2 or 3 inches taken out of it. And then this kind of created another bigger issue, which is when the plumbers started drilling their test holes, they were then off on where the toilet and shower drain holes would land. Normally this wouldn't be that big of an issue, just shift the toilet forward or back 1.5 inches or 2. But we have these concrete tees that are almost 3 or 4 inches thick at the thickest part right next to the floor. The solution became to use offset drain pans for the showers, toilets that had drain lines out the rear instead of the bottom, and to mirror bathrooms, like basically flip the shower and the toilet into a different position so they may hit the T in a different location, which has worked really well. We were able to do that on all but 3 of the bathrooms in the property, and those 3 bathrooms, we shifted the walls in those bathrooms just 1 inch or 2 and mirrored to make it work. Inches with the wall shifting not only caused problems with the drain pans and the toilets, it also made us move up the schedule on when we would be doing the floors. And so that caused another delay with the demo crew, having to pull them off of finishing the demo in the basement this week, and they had to make sure that the floors were prepped. It took the plumbers, our superintendent, and myself almost 2 full days to get these bathrooms sorted out. 3 wins this week. All the toilets and drain pans have a confirmed location on the floor. This means James can come in here and clean the floors and put the sealer down. And then that means next week the framers can come in and start putting down track and walls. This decision's been probably keeping me up for weeks now on what to do on the floors. Actually, probably more than a week, like probably since the last year. I wanted to have concrete floors. We didn't think it was possible, but we really found a solution here that's gonna work. And the floors are gonna get cleaned, the glue will get removed, and it was our contractor's wife. Her worry was that the sealer on the floors would be too slick when you got out of the shower and people would fall. So the grinding actually adds a little texture to it, and we can seal over that, but we also got a nice little design element from it to differentiate the shower and toilet section of the bathroom from the vanity section as well. So I think we've really worked hard. We've talked about this a lot, but I think that we found a really good solution, and I hope it turns out super cool. Okay, now that we've talked about it, let me show you the 2 samples of what we're actually gonna end up with. I think you're really gonna like it. This is what we expect most of the floors of the property to look like, to kind of have this character. It tells the story, where the walking paths were in the building, where there were floors previously. Over here, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do on the bathroom floors. Let's go. This is the ground down texture that we're gonna have in the bathrooms. This week was frustrating, but also fun, with the toilets needing to be placed, the walls not being in the right place. And the only thing that really frustrated me and got to me a little bit was how slow the demo crew was moving. But I do understand we kind of were pulling them in a lot of different directions. They were here meeting the shoring guys. Kind of a tough week for them. Can't get on them too hard, but I hope they can pick it up. Check back in with me next week to see the finished basement, the final product on the floors, and those stair towers getting removed. Should be pretty cool. Can't wait to give you another update. See you next week, week 6. Let's get this thing done. Can't wait to get guests in here. Maybe you can come here too.